We could all use some encouragement. And I've got some good news for you. Welcome to 5 Minutes with Mark. Greetings, friends. Welcome back to 5 Minutes with Mark. It's Friday. We're going to finish up chapter 9 of the Gospel of Mark. We're picking up at verse 49. Jesus continues, "For everyone will be seasoned with fire, and every sacrifice will be seasoned with salt. Salt is good, but if the salt loses its flavor, how will you season it? Have salt in yourselves, and have peace with one another." Now let's review, because this is kind of a hard one to grab hold of. This whole passage began when John, the disciple, comes to Jesus and says, "Hey, we saw a guy casting out demons in your name, but we told him, you can't do that. You're not one of us." And Jesus says, "Hey, wait a minute, John. Think about it. If he's casting out demons in my name today, he's probably not going to be cursing my name tomorrow. Anyone who's with us is not against us. They're not against us, they're for us. Leave him alone." And then he goes on to say, "But look, it'd be better for a millstone to be tied around your neck than to cause one of these little ones to stumble." And I think he's looking at John when he says that. John, are you really wanting to cause this new follower, this excited new follower who's understood some spiritual things, you want him to stumble? It'd be better for you to be dead than to cause one of these to stumble. And then he talks about sin. He says, look, if your hands, if the things that you grasp hold of, if the things that you're holding on to in this world cause you to sin, cut your arm off. If your foot causes you to sin, if the things you're doing, the direction you're going, if that causes you to walk away from God, cut your foot off. If your eye, if the things you desire, the things you're lusting after cause you to turn your heart away from God, pluck your eye out. It's better to be blind, lame, and maimed than to go to hell, where the worm never dies and the fire is never quenched. And he finishes here. This is the continuation and the summation of this whole subject, this whole idea that takes us back to John saying, we told this guy, you're not in the club, you can't do the things. Jesus says, everyone will be sacrificed with fire. Everyone will be seasoned with fire. Every sacrifice seasoned with salt. Every one of us, as followers of Jesus, are going to be tested. Everyone. And every sacrifice is going to be salted. That is, it's going to be flavored, right? And salt was a preserving agent at first century. It was the main preserving agent. So Jesus is saying, look, you're going to be seasoned. You're going to go through seasons of fire. You're going to have times of distress. And then that you're going to be sacrificing. That sacrificing is going to come to God as an aroma. And it's going to be preserved, because the value of it is going to be important. We learn more from our failures than we do from our successes. We gain more spiritual knowledge and understanding from the difficult times that we endure, from the times that we walk through the fire with God, than through all of the easy days that we stroll along thinking about ourselves and not worried about it. I said, look, salt's good, but if it loses its flavor, what are you going to do? And that's an interesting little first century thing. See, the salt that they were using, it was pulled right out of the ground there. But if it got rained on, it would actually lose its saliency. It would lose its flavor. And Jesus says, once that happens, you can't get it back. What are you going to do? Ultimately, he says, you should have salt in yourself. You should be striving to flavor your life. Flavor and be a source of preservation and flavor for the world around you. That's what your desire should be. And have peace with one another. And I think that's really the clue that we have. He's really talking to John again. So John, you don't go around telling other people what they can and can't do for the kingdom in my name. That's not your job. Your job is to have peace with one another. Your job is to have a relationship with me and yourself where you have the seasoning and the preservation. That's what the walk of faith is all about. So, as we do that, you understand, we're not trying to cause others to fall away. We need to live understanding that we are a part of a community of faith, and what we do matters. Because if we don't get it, if we're just pretending to be followers, the ultimate result is catastrophic. Separation from God in a place of eternal torment. Maybe not the happiest note to end the week on, but an important one, an important thing to think about. Jesus thinks it's important. I think we should as well. Have a great weekend. God bless. I hope you're enjoying this Bible study, this quick devotion. If you'd like more content, you'd like to know more about me and see more of the things that I'm doing, check out my website, theeclecticmonk.com. There you'll find out about my video vlog, my podcast, and a whole lot of other stuff. Hope you'll join me there. Thanks.